uncompleteness, what would you categorize that as being incomplete?
Okay, if anyone didn't hear, it's just asking how complete Steambirds was when it launched on Flash Game License. Steambirds was, I'd say, 80% complete when I first put it up, but I kept it private. It was about 99% complete when I allowed sponsors to look at it. So it was very polished, very complete product. I even had a trailer done up, a really quick, rapid-fire 30-second trailer, just to really grab people's attention, not explain everything in long, boring detail. So trailer was fairly pivotal in it, actually, in the game sales. But yeah, it was pretty much 99% complete. After a sponsor took it, Armor Games took it, they asked for a few little changes. There's a bonus missions mode. That's a complete new addition just for them, and you can only play the bonus missions at armorgames.com. Even if you go to my website to play the game, you can't play the bonus missions. So it's exclusive for their site. They paid me like $4 grand extra just for doing that. Just add a few missions. Right? So it took probably 2-3 weeks of extra work after they bought it. Much final. The copy that you'll find on Congregate or Newgrounds or any other website is the final version that I uploaded. Maybe with a few bug fixes here and there that came out over the course of the weeks. Question?
What kind of system are you using to generate like the codes? And when someone pays the $10 for the content, they get the code with you know, are they all independent, like individual codes, and did you program it yourself?
Yep. I used PayPal just because I probably use Social Gold right now because they charge the lowest fees and they allow you to incorporate payment directly into the game without having to go to an external website. So I'm a huge proponent of Social Gold. Everyone should use Social Gold. It's awesome. Socialgold.com. But at the time we used PayPal because they had a really nice API. Basically, as soon as a customer makes a purchase, it will ping your web server and it'll just pass along a bunch of like XML information. And then we just parse that, caught the payment, and then just toggled a bit in our local database for that customer. So it was a really simple, really easy process. It took literally a day to set up. If you need the source code for it, whatever, I'll email it to you. It's easy.
You mentioned Atomic.
Yep.
I've been working with one of his add-ons, Flixel.
Yep.
Building a sprite-based game, and I've been doing a lot of research on the web to see if there's ever going to be any talk about moving towards movie clips. Because right now it's all built for sprites, and I've found no information on the web about that being so. I was just wondering, is there any chance you've ever heard anything about Flixel ever over the movie?
Yeah, so Flash has, the Flash IDE is really painful to work in. I don't use it. It feels like drag and drop, like you can bury lines of code in, like inside a movie clip, inside an object, inside, like say there's a character and like inside his eye, and you can program his eye to blink. But the only time you'll ever see that code is if you like double click on his eye and check the code tab. Like it's retarded, I hate it. So I avoid the Flash IDE altogether. I use Notepad or recently Flash developed is awesome. And Flixel is a framework that, a series of pre-written functions that turns Flash from a esoteric, weird movie clip kind of humble jumble code to a C++ equivalent, probably very similar to what you learn in school, which is why a lot of students are picking up Flash Develop or...
That's exactly what I was using.
They pick up Flixel, I'm sorry. Yeah, so people pick up Flash Develop and they start coding in Flixel because it's familiar and because it's all localized. Also, Flash is vector-based primarily, and I think it has some definite advantages, but in certain situations it is faster for you to make your game with sprite sheets or bitmaps or whatever instead of vectors. Bitmaps translate very fast. So left, right, up, down, Mario, perfect bitmap. Games where there's rotation or zooming, bitmaps are like 10 times slower than vectors in that. So basically Flixel is designed to work specifically with bitmaps and is geared for speed enhancements to make bitmaps go like hella fast. And you can put thousands of bitmap objects on the screen all at once, and there's no performance loss. It's an excellent, excellent library. I can't use it. I don't think he's going to be doing anything movie clip or vector-based anytime soon, because the entire core of that engine is around making bitmaps go fast.
As an indie developer, I know how to code in Flash, movie clips, and the sprites with Flixel. Flixel's really easy to use. Do you think that it would be my best bet to go with the movie clips because they look so much nicer? But if you know how to code both, would you recommend going with the traditional Flash movie clips, or is Flixel a good option?
Well, I think it really depends on what kind of look you're going for. It's kind of it's also an artistic question.
Okay.
A lot of people say, I don't want to work with Flash games because they look like kids' games. And a lot of them do. I mean, vector art looks kind of cartoony and lame and cheap and all that kind of stuff. So people say, I don't see it myself, but a lot of people complain about that. And a lot of people use Flixel to get away from that image. And people are addicted to, like the 8-bit thing. It's a big hype thing right now, and you can't really do that in vector easily. So yeah, I completely forgot what your question was, probably.
Just what would you recommend as a developer if you're getting ready to do it? Flixel or Flash, or is it personal?
I think it's best if you actually learn Flash itself,
Okay.
and then and learn all of its routines. Learn how to handle movie clips, even though they're a pain in the ass. I'd probably recommend staying away from movie clips unless you absolutely have to, and just use sprites instead, vector sprites. But that's probably the wrong word for it. But yeah, it really depends on the project, your speed requirements, performance requirements, all that kind of stuff. But it's mostly a design choice. I recommend you learn Flash inside and out and learn how it all works, and then start using something like Flixel if you want. Because then you'll know what it's doing and you'll know what it's overcoming. So that when you dive in, if you have to change something in Flixel's code, you dive into it, you won't know what the heck it's up to if you don't know how to do the basic manipulations on your own.
Yeah, there's a lot of back engineering.
Yeah, there is. But I taught myself Flash in a month, made a game, Space Squid out of that. So it's easy and quick, anyone can do it as long as you put in the time.
Right on.
Other questions?
What you're talking about with Flixel there, I heard you mention very quickly the word C++. Does that mean you can actually use C++ code? To program
No, you can't. But there's a lot of common functions. I haven't used C++ in, I don't know, 10 years, so I don't remember what they are. But there's a lot of common functions between C++ and Flixel. It makes it a very easy transition. C++ is written in a very straightforward manner. Everything is like in Flash, like you can tell a movie clip to play and it will play independently of frame rate. And on frame 7, you can fire an event in your code. Like you can't really do that in C++. It's a different way of thinking about how things work. So if you're trained on C++, using something like Flixel or those other frameworks just makes sense. It all falls into place. The syntax is different, but it's all the same kind of manipulations, the same kind of code.
I just got excited there for a minute.
Yeah. Not quite that easy, but you'll learn as you program or you code more and more and more. You'll find that your skills are easily transferable. The language I'm writing in doesn't really matter. It's only going to take me a week or two to learn the new syntax, right? All that matters is the implementation, the game itself. Anything else? All right. I have no idea how close I am on my time.
15 minutes over.
Too fast. Ha, ha, ha.
15 minutes past the,
Oh, 15 past my time.
Yep.
Oh, holy smokes, that's too slow.
It was okay, you're 15 minutes late starting, so.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm right on time.
Right exactly on time.
Perfect. Nice. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything going on afterwards. Some people before the talk expressed interest in seeing Flash develop and the way that kind of code works. So I guess there's nothing going on after that in this room.
Nothing in this room.
Right.
Year twos who are in the showcase is open to the public starting in just a couple minutes. So
Okay.
you might want to go to your booths.
But if anyone wants to
On the
see...
right side, we're recording this.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so if anyone wants to stick around and see Flash develop, see any of my games or any of the code for the games, anything like that, I'll be happy to show you inside out anything you want to know about the technical details that go into making a Flash game.